and welcome to the Sprouts podcast. We have today here with us Sumit from Xoxoday. We're here at SaaSBoomi in Chennai. So Xoxoday is 11 years old, and thank you, Sumit, for taking out the time today. So Sumit, could you tell us more about Xoxoday and your 11-year journey so far?
Thank you for inviting me. I think maybe a short time to speak about Xoxoday and my 11 years journey, but just to give a background to people, uh, we are a we are a company which helps organization manage and automate their rewards, incentives, commissions, and loyalty. And we are today selling this across more than 3,000 companies globally,
Wow.
across multiple geography. And what we are trying to do is to build in a product-led growth, which is deeply integrated with multiple tools in the ecosystem and helps organization get the maximum outcome of the spends which they do for any formats of rewards, commissions, build in a lot of transparency, and also make the workflows fairly simple for people to use.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's in brief about Xoxoday.
Nice. And how have you approached? So you did talk about product-led growth. So has this been the main motion for GTM in your company, or has it been outbound sales channel? What has worked for you guys?
So, as an organization, at different stages of your journey, you use different models, and what you try to maximize for is that you experiment with one, and what it starts working, you double down on that, and then you pick up something else as well. To give in a view, so product led, we have three products in our portfolio,
Mhm.
and one of the products we use are largely a product led growth, which is largely a lead which comes to performance marketing and gets into a self-serve product. But beyond that, when you're looking at the mid-market and enterprise customers, we look at different ways in which we acquire them, which could be right from email marketing to events to partnerships and resellers as well. So, and these each work at for an organization like us, it works to fetch different kinds of ARR per customer, and we kind of keep improving on that regularly.
Right, right. So you did mention when we were just now talking that you're present in seven countries with your sales team. How has been the hiring journey so far? What do you look for in a salesperson, especially like you mentioned that for enterprise and mid-market segment, you need to hire salespeople and sales folk go out, maybe events, have those conversations, and then the deal cycles are longer. How do you go about the hiring piece, and has it been different for different geographies?
Yeah, it's very, very different. I think what works best for each of these is if you could find someone within your network who is in sales who can help you in that specific market. Second, if there's a way for you to find someone who has been selling the similar product
Mm-hmm.
or from competition,
Okay.
that can work for your favor. And third, the culture of different countries are different.
Mhm.
So when you're looking at hiring someone in a GCC market or a Southeast Asian market, it's relatively easier for you to crack because culturally they are very similar. They are hardworking. They do things very similar to what you would be doing,
Right.
and the culture would match. And when you look at hiring folks in the US or in European markets, they have a different way in which they work,
Hmm.
and hence it becomes very challenging. I prefer if we could get a lot of folks who have done business or who have worked for SaaS companies in a growth stage, Indian or even local residents who have built up a business for a SaaS company
Right.
is the one who I'm able to hire because that
Okay.
would really cut short the journey. And what it also changes is based on the revenue which you are targeting for that particular year.
Hmm.
So if you're targeting the first $1 million, the guy could be different from when you have to look at
Right.
someone from a $5 to $10 million.
Right.
So yeah, it's not one size fits all, but it totally depends on the way the business evolves.
Of course. Right. So this is part we talked about the hiring piece and cultural differences are there. Do you think some changes have to be done at the product level as well, or a same product fits all kind of works? Like, because you're particularly talking about system software essentially, wherein rewards are being given and it's people at the end of the day. So have you felt that there's customization that you need to do to the product, because for the companies that you're working with at enterprise level, or culturally in different countries you could think of some product fitment that could work for that particular region? Has that happened?
Yeah, I think that's much required, right? You have to make the product suitable for the specific market. There's no questions on that, which might involve some basics,
Right.
which could be language, which could be the type of the type of or the type or the way in which companies or the country works, right? So that's something which you have to really do. But what is also very different is some of these developing countries are very people stuck processes, the people stuck products, right?
Yes.
Where you need a lot of people support. But a lot of developed countries where they want very self-serve products. So the product also has to be shaped in a format which matches the requirement of customers in different countries.
Mhm.
So it's obviously one country. Second, it's also about the type of customers you're targeting. It works very different for SMB or to a mid-market or
Right.
enterprise. And last but not the least, I think customization. I don't think it's a lot of customization, but it's also about getting some building blocks to configure so that so that when an enterprise buys the product, they are able to look at it as their own product.
Right. Right.
And those are basics which has
Yeah.
been solved by many players in the industry already.
Right. You also mentioned about partnerships as one of the key ways to grow. Can you elaborate a little bit more on that as well?
Yeah, so I think partnerships, integrations, resellers are one of the best ways to kind of
Okay.
work and acquire customers globally. And in that specific one, we work with multiple partner ecosystem which would go ahead and sell our products to their existing customers as well, or where we solve for a specific use case that if an HRMS company doesn't have a reward platform, they would rather have me integrated
Integrated.
and take them to their customers.
Right.
Likewise, if there's someone who is selling a product in a specific country and they don't have an application, they as well we partner with us and then sell that product in that specific market. Or there are some services company who are looking at taking innovative products to their customers, they might as well partner with us to do that. So overall, that is a business segment which today contributes 15-20% of our business, but growing at a rapid pace to make it almost 40% of our business.
Wow. So I have a question here. Would you even consider the whole partner-led growth model also somewhere a sales-led approach, wherein you're looking for selling to these partners? You identify certain partners in the market and you kind of approach them. So how do you do the whole TAM analysis and TAL listing just to identify the partners? Is there a process to that also which
Yeah,
you
so
follow?
it's a I would say that's it's very similar in terms of the way you acquire a customer, but this
Right.
is far more important and far more critical because so the partner-led model is relatively inorganic in nature, right? While
Right.
a sales is very organic,
Yes.
one person will get customers, but over here when you appoint a partner, that partner would get you another 20 customers, right? And
Yes.
hence it's very important that this partner has to be really aligned to the goals
Absolutely.
and is really kicked about selling your product because you're not paying him to get something, right?
Right.
So it's very critical, and then there's a process to kind of do it, finding a ICP of your partner and then
Yes.
finding those partners in the ecosystem and then convincing them and then onboarding them, making sure that their expectations are met. So this is a very standard way to do that,
Right.
but this is very tough to crack as well.
Yes. So, could you just run us through the process of how Xoxoday is solving for, what is the playbook that Xoxoday kind of deploys for mid-market segment and enterprise segment sales?
So on the mid and the enterprise segment, I think we largely focus on mid and smaller enterprises, right? So and there are two three things which we try to do in that. One is uh, we look at we look at a integration stack and use integration as a way
Okay.
for us to get ourselves introduced to a large or a mid enterprise,
Okay.
and that helps us to kind of acquire that customer.
Okay.
Reason is that we are not the main product which a company or an organization uses. So the organization might use an HRMS, and we are a aligned product to it. So we
Right.
really stick with the HRMS, and with them we get that customer users, right? So that's one way to do, and hence integration becomes a key part of it.
Right.
Second, what we do is we obviously have some of those which are events where we do a lot of these closed door events where we look at getting decision makers come in.
Right.
And third, obviously, some of those large scale options like email marketing, ABM, outbound calling efforts, and then performance marketing is a big part of our play as well.
Right. To get those inbound leads coming in, of course. Thank you so much, Sumit, for
Thanks, Shiv.
give us this time. And thank you guys for listening to this podcast. I sure learned a lot. I'm sure you guys enjoyed it too. Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much.